you at?
My house.
Damn. How you been? Where's my money at?
Oh, nah. What money you talking about?
Remember last time you came to see me in Houston, you took all my play money, my fake money?
Oh, that's a fact. That's a fact. I had a bunch of play money on my tour bus, too.
See? Y'all messing up. So what's good? First of all, thank you for making this project only 10 songs. I had to sit there for 20 minutes, not 20 minutes, for like an hour to listen to it.
How long did it take you to listen to it?
It took me a good 45 because I had to run some songs back, you know.
Okay.
Last one with Diddy. I was trying to get everything you were saying because I know it's more of like a socially conscious song.
For sure.
Definitely
that song is more, it's a movie right
definitely
there.
The Marilyn Manson one, the opener.
Yeah, Marilyn Manson, that's one of my favorite joints. C-No did the beat. It's crazy.
What was
Yeah, but 10 songs, I wanted to keep it short and sweet. You know, not too short, but like, you know, I felt like I could, you know, make a statement with a strong 10.
Yeah. What was the what is, I don't know, what's the relation with Marilyn Manson and hip hop artists? Because you had him on this album, and then Travis Scott brought him to Astroworld Fest. So like, were y'all really Marilyn Manson fans back in the day, or what?
Hell yeah. I mean, if you was a kid watching MTV in the early 90s, you definitely was loving Marilyn Manson and all his crazy videos and Korn and like, you know, all of those guys. Like that's what for me, MTV bridged the gap between like the hood and the suburbs. Like we didn't know what was going on in the suburbs and what kids was listening to. So that gave us like a sneak peek into like how they was living and what they was listening to. And specifically with Marilyn Manson, his visuals was super crazy. Like he always was a wild dude to me, like a black sheep and just didn't care, like a super artist. And I always gravitated to that energy with anybody, whether it was Marilyn Manson, David Bowie, or Michael Jackson, like people that's just like really locked into their artistry and kind of just create their own lane. Missy, Buster, like I always love characters, and Marilyn Manson is definitely a character to me.
Yeah, real quick, I'm sure you've met DJ Mr. Rogers in Houston, but he just joined. Hey. He's my night guy.
Yo, what's up, man?
Man, what's good?
See, my man got the fresh fitted on for the interview. That's what I'm talking about.
Man, just supporting the homies, politics homies, man. What's good?
I'm coolin', man. I can't complain.
Yeah, we ran into each other Jambalaya Festival out here a couple times, man. You was out here.
Yeah. I remember you.
Yeah.
How you been? You good?
Good, man. Love the progression, man. So
I appreciate that. I miss Houston, man. I miss being in Texas.
Yeah.
Houston always show love.
But we were talking about Floor Seas 2, because it opens up with Marilyn Manson, which is a wild ride from the get-go.
Right, for sure.
But I saw some of the features. You know, you got Mulatto on there. Obviously, you're joint with Nicki.
Right.
I really like the Fabi joint, though. The New York drill vibe.
Oh, yeah. I got it's really like a bridge between New York and Australia because I got these Australian drill artists on there by the name of 1-4. And I just thought it'd be dope I get so much love in Australia when I go out there and I'm touring that I wanted to bridge the gap between New York and Australia because I don't know anybody who did any collabs with Australian artists, like major artists wise. So I wanted to do that for them.
Do you consider Iggy an Australia artist? I mean, she's from there. Iggy is there. Yeah.
Oh, she's definitely an Australian artist, but she more so crossed over to like the US. Like she moved over here and, you know, got with the culture and everything. Those guys are still out there.
She lived She was in Houston for a while and she was, you know, doing her thing.
Yeah. So she kind of made her way out here, but those guys are still out there, still, you know, keeping their culture like alive out there and thriving out there. So I wanted to get them while they were still out there before they came out here and started moving around.
You gonna start some type of Australian drill, like New York drill over there?
Nah, it's happening already. You gotta look at their work. 1-4, that's what they do.
See, to me, I'm late onto it. Obviously, we know about Chicago drill and shit, and like the UK shit.
Right.
It seems like New York drill is just making more of an impact. I don't know if it was just pop or like what it is.
I think I don't know. I think it's just the time because like when Chief Keef and them was doing it, it was the biggest thing. Remember Kanye jumped on one of them songs.
Don't like.
Yeah, don't like. Yeah, so like it was the biggest thing of that time. Mm-hmm. And now I just think that it came to New York and now we having a moment as well. And not only that, like London had its moment and is having a moment, and everywhere around the world I'm seeing drill in Africa now. You know, it's drill everywhere now.
I saw that. Just saw that. Oh, yeah, it went viral.
Yep. Yeah, so I don't think that we bigger than anybody. I just think that like we having a moment.
Yeah.
I always want to ask you about y'all like the connection to Houston. Like y'all had an affinity for Houston early when, you know, in the early tapes.
Yeah.
I always wanted to know, like, how did that come about? Like, you know, there was the Houston Old Head Records, and it was like, you know, Kissing Pink, and you were talking about sipping on Big Mo and all that. Like, how did that come? Like, how did y'all get put on to that? You know, aside from like the major mainstream stuff from like Chameleon Slim and you know Paul Wall and Mike Jones, like y'all were on like the underground stuff.
So our connection is just being a fan of music. And like we would do the chopped and screwed stuff, but not only just do it, but we'll study it. We'll go back and, you know, listen to Zero or, you know, Big Mo and the Screwed Up Click and, you know, Killer Calion and all of these different guys and really link up with them. Like when I first went to Houston, before I was even signed, Bum B called my phone and was making sure I was good, you know, out there. When I first went to Houston, I got flown out by it was like Travis Scott crew. Like he had like all his friends. It was like Maxo and the whole Cream clique, and it was OG Chess and OG Chase was out there. Travis DJ, and Travis was one of the kids. And my boy Dozy, who was actually my cameraman, he was from Houston and was telling me about the movement out there. And so I was just like connecting with the kids that was like me over there. You know what I'm saying? All the kids that was into sneaker culture, into like clothes and, you know, just the whole movement. And we had shot a video out there. It's called Harlem to Texas. Either Harlem to Houston or Harlem to Texas is one of them. And that was my first time out there in Houston. And I got love and show love, you know, ever since then.
That's what's up, man. I always wanted to know that story, man. That's dope, though. Yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I just realized that because I remember y'all was saying like Trill really early, and people were like, "What do New York dudes know about Trill?" Like the Texas influence.
No, they was on it early. Like soon as the tape dropped, like I chopped it up, and then me and Candlestick and OG Ron C, and then we chopped it up.
Shout out to OG Ron C too. He come to every show I have in Houston.
Yeah,
every show. But like with us, we just embrace like all the cultures, whether it was fashion, whether it's art, whether it was Houston, whether it was Memphis, Harlem, down south. We embraced everything because that's what we grew up on MTV. And not only that, we internet babies. So there is no genre like for us like that we need to stick to or stay in. Like we're internet. Like we get beats from people in Japan. We get beats from people in Houston, people in Memphis. So, you know, that's how our music comes out.
Generation of the internet. Y'all like the first generation of the internet babies on the cool. You think about it. Yeah.
That's a fact. We the millennials. So, you know, we already doing everything. We producing, we holding the camera for ourselves. We shooting our own videos. We directing. We doing everything. So it's the same thing with the music. Everything is just like a melting pot.
Yeah.
Yeah, you mentioned when we were just talking about you having Marilyn Manson on Like we grew up in a different era. But on this same tape, you got Wayne on the No Ceilings joint, and then you have a song. You have a song called Dennis Rodman, and you had Dennis Rodman help you announce this. Like, what is the connection with him?
I mean, obviously the hair. That's one of the biggest connections. But just him being like an icon that I grew up seeing, and just being able to reach out to these icons and be able to work with them, because I've always been a fan of theirs. You know, for Dennis Rodman and millennials, he brought like a lot of the fashion to mainstream, not even just to basketball, but like just the mainstream culture. Like before him, we wasn't seeing no black dude with all of these tattoos, piercings, bad boy attitude with the colorful hair. Like we wasn't seeing like free spirit. We only seen white people do shit he do.
Yeah.
So it was like for me, that like represented new age, and like that's culture. That's like a shift in culture. And I always gravitated to shifts in culture and people that move mountains in culture. And he's one of those guys.
So you basically just described a disruptor. So
disruptor. Yep.
You think you are that?
I know I'm not, for sure, definitely, because I just don't.
Rodman of the camp, for sure.
You said what happened?
Definitely the Rodman of the camp. You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh yeah, I'm a wild card. Like that's where I'm most comfortable. Like, you know, I'm fans of like Missy Elliott and Busta Rhymes and Pharrell and Kanye and like that's like Ludacris. I'm fans of characters like David Bowie. Just people that just stuck out from the bunch and always had a different way of looking at things. Like it's super boring for me to just copy what's going on or work with the hottest producer just because they hot. Like that's super boring. Like that's like a cheat code almost to me. So it's like what's more challenging and what's even more dope is if you create a style that's custom to you and or just custom to the community that you're growing or the world that you're building, and you know you thrive with them, and that's what I want to do. It's like, you know, do it for my people and people that's like me.
Yeah, facts. You brought that up last time too. How you said you don't listen to nobody because you don't want to be influenced by other people.
I listen to people now, but the way I listen to people is different. Like I don't willingly just buy music or whatever the case may be. Like my uncle, he buys every album. He's 53 years old, but he's listening to the latest The Baby or Lil Baby or the newest Drake or Giveon or like Brent Faiyaz. He's listening to everything. So I'll just listen when he plays it, but for the most part, I'm always diving into my own artistry.
Yeah. You brought it up earlier how you said, or Roger said, you like the Rodman of the camp, of the group.
Right. Mm-hmm.
A little while ago, there were headlines that like you weren't an ASAP Mob anymore. Is that
right?
Smoothed over? What is the current status?
I mean, I've always been ASAP, even when that comment was made. Mm-hmm. You know, in groups you have turmoil and people feel some type of ways about certain things, and you know that wasn't supposed to make it out. You know, it's supposed to be something we talk to each other amongst each other about. But you know, some people they like to, you know, get clout for however they feel. That's the new thing to do with this millennial age, is go on Instagram and spread all your feelings before even talking to your brother about anything. So I understand it. There's no ASAP without me. I've been waving his flag for 10 years. You know, if anybody was screaming ASAP for the past 4 or 5 years, it's been me. I call my album Always Strive and Prosper. So yeah. the name is tatted on me. There's no ASAP without me. And I addressed it. I addressed this on a song called Big ASAP that's gonna be added to the project in next week. So you'll be able to hear more about it.
So you got a little deluxe version coming? Is that what that is?
Well, it's not really a deluxe. It's just an added-on song, if you want to call it a deluxe. But it's just one more song. It couldn't make it originally because we didn't clear the sample in time. But you know, with the digital age, you could just add songs on. So we're just gonna add this song on next week.
So we're just gonna sneak another song on next week.
Yeah, exactly. It's called Big ASAP. Look out for it. If there's any questions that y'all need answered, if the fans need answered, it'll be on that song.
Okay. You have you and your pops have a relationship with Diddy. So why was it important for you to get him on that hectic track at the end?
Because we've been talking during that time, and we were just like, we were synced up on like just the topic of Black Lives Matters and enough is enough, and we got to say something and do something, and we was just trying to put our heads together and figure out what that was. And you know, the song was like a product of what we were speaking about, but we actually like went and we did like some panel talks on Revolt, like through Zoom and different things like that with, you know, just different people that's in different positions, that's African American, just trying to figure out how we could, you know, help our community, help the society. And I had the record and I was talking and I was like, yo, Puffer sound crazy on this. I sent it to him, he loved it, and he blessed it.
Cool. I think the biggest talk of today, I know you released your album, but somebody
Right.
else released the album unbeknownst to anybody. And everyone's kind of up in turmoil about how to feel about it, is Tory Lanez.
Oh yeah, I heard about that like literally an hour ago. I heard about that.
I didn't see you speak anywhere publicly about it, or maybe I missed it, but you know, for his first response to the whole situation to be an album, I don't know, are you rocking with that? You think it should have came out a different way or what?
I'm surprised. That's crazy. That's wild to me. That's insane.
Yeah.
But like 2020 has showed us that nothing is too crazy. Like everything is like, shit is going wild. Like this is the Wild Wild West for real. The world is the Wild Wild West. So like anything is possible. But yeah, it was wild to me to see that, you know, that's what he did. Like before he did anything else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we here in Houston, so we already side-eyeing because, you know, Megan from here, but.
Of course. And I love Megan. I love Megan dearly.
She's a woman, you know, and so, you know, we got to protect our women at all times. So, but, you know, it's I don't know. Yeah, it's definitely the Wild Wild West for sure. Because I thought he was going to come out on live. I thought it was going to be a good PR move. He's going to say something on live. And next thing you know, he dropped the album. And it's like, yeah.
And who in his team let him do that? Like, who is in your team?
I don't think there's no control, man. With
he's independent now, right?
Independent now. Yeah. So like, yeah, he's independent.
Who is your friends and where's your parents?
Man, it's in the power of that dollar, that stream, man. That's just crazy right now.
I think it's also like you were just saying how like this generation, like clout and attention is the most important currency.
No, that shit is insane to me. That shit is like
drug, the biggest drug ever.
Yeah, it's the biggest drug ever. Social Dilemma shit.
Yeah.
Did y'all watch that Social Dilemma?
Halfway through.
Oh, I took about 5 attempts before I finished it because it's just so much to dive into. I kept falling asleep, but yeah, it's that thing. It's like everybody's addicted to the fame and just the instant gratification. They kind of get lost in that and they kind of lose themselves, and it's just crazy. And I'm not putting that on anybody or saying that's what happened to him, but that's just crazy.
I got you. Well, we appreciate you. We know, your time's running out. You got to go, but Floor Seats 2 is out now. Song that means the most to you. If somebody just downloads it today, what song should they be hitting first?
I mean, you got to listen to everything. It's all one song. So
Nah, like I'm talking about like this is your treat this as your first album and you got a CD and you out at the gas station and you see somebody and you like, yo, hey, check out my shit, and they like, man, what song I need to listen to? Like you gotta tell them like, what's that song? I always ask artists this. Like what's the
well,
song you like?
I say Marilyn Manson best describes me or summarizes the project, summarizes who I am because it's out the box. The beat is that shit hits hard. It's disruptive, and yeah, like that's why I put it first because it's just something different, but it's something you can rock to.
All right.
Like that.
All right. Well, Ferg, we appreciate you.
Appreciate y'all too, man.
I need my
Houston
money.
love all day.
I need my money back, bro.
Listen, you ain't getting no money back.